Hey, this is Damon Rawls with the Black Business Directory with another installment of Conversations, where I get to have a chat with great entrepreneurs in the Knoxville area. And on this episode, I get the pleasure of speaking with Miss Femeika Elliott, owner of Meik Meals. So how are you, ma'am? How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine, Damon. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I know all about, but why don't you tell all of the good people about your story, a little bit about your background? So how'd you get into business?
Sure. So my name is Femeika Elliott. I'm the owner of Meik Meals. Meik Meals is a meal preparation and catering company here in Knoxville, Tennessee. We offer vegetarian, pescatarian, vegan, or plant-based custom meal plans. I got into this area of business because I always grew up cooking, always loved cooking. Cooking is my way to relate to people, and cooking is how I help people in a sense. So I also work a full-time job for the government. However, cooking is my passion, and it is my purpose in a sense to helping people reach their health goals. So my personal experience with food has not been the best, though people have that stigma of smaller stature people being healthy, but that's not the case. Small people can be unhealthy too. So, experience, high blood pressure and, like thyroid issues, things within the Black community that are totally preventable, but yet, it's very common in our community. So initially, having recipes passed down from my ancestors, from my family, it became to be a lot and weigh a lot on my health journey when I started. So I had to figure out how to compromise some things to reach my health goals. So that's when I decided to meal prep for myself to reach those goals because nobody else was doing it. And then eventually I transitioned to becoming a plant-based eater, and I have not looked back.
Oh wow. Good for you. So when did you launch your company?
So officially last year. Okay. I've had the term or have my company name idea came to fruition in 2019. It's really a long story, but it's really funny. So when people hear Meik Meals, they think of the rapper Meik Meals. And I had to come up with something super catchy, but at the same time that was unique and that met the vision and the goal for my company. While in the sense of having a spark of my own individuality in it. So, but yeah. So it's been an idea and a concept since 2019. I was always the one in college throwing the barbecues, cooking Sunday dinners for everybody, inviting everybody over for dinner.
Oh, okay. So I loved making friends with girls like you when I was in college.
Yes. Yes. I was always the one, or, meeting those, friends or just people, at college, and they were just like, oh, well, I wish I could have that home cooking. I'd do anything to go back home. And I'm like, you don't have to go home. Just come over to the house on Sunday, and come and eat, and, that was the best part, because it's never been about money. It's about, not only helping those out, but, just food really warms the soul, especially when it's homemade and, it's made right.
Yeah, well, great food brings people together. That's a beautiful thing about food. It is definitely, no matter who you are, where you come from, whatever culture, food is a sustaining thing that once you put people around a table, or sitting in a circle and there's food, there's just a camaraderie that happens, right, around food.
Absolutely.
And a spiritual thing almost that comes around food, especially good food, and not fast food, and, you know. So that's dope. So you really poured the gasoline on during the pandemic. So how have you well, let's ask it this way, because I know how the entrepreneurial journey and grind can be. So from your launch, let's say your launch during COVID, how long did it take you to get your first client?
It wasn't long because everything, though I've been, publicizing, it didn't take long because everything seemed like a word of mouth, a trickle effect. So when it comes to marketing, I'm really big on providing an experience. So with, getting my first client, it became to, okay, well, your food is great. Do you cater? We would like to do private events at our home, but we don't want to go out into the public and risk getting sick. So that I had to learn how to pivot is what I had to learn how to do, which is my middle name. I love to pivot. I love change. I am one to adapt in any area and adapt to anything that life throws my way. So it's very, it can be challenging, but I accept it every time. So it didn't take long at all. Right when I launched, everybody was excited because, we have catering companies here in Knoxville, but they don't experience in meal preparation. They say that they do it, but do they really do it? I don't believe so. And here at Meik Meals, everybody can literally have it their way, and there's something for everybody. So if you eat meat, that's great. We're just going to provide it in a healthier way, a healthier option for you. If you like seafood, we have that too. If you like veggies, we have that too. If you are plant-based, we have that too. So, and there's not one company that's doing that. I pride myself within my company because I call myself the kitchen alchemist because I can turn, make a plant-based meal look like, something that has meat in it, and it doesn't. So it's flavorful, it's healthy, and we don't ever compromise the taste on that.
Wow, good stuff. That's good. So that's interesting that you had to pivot from or stay flexible as you move through the journey in bouncing between client base. I would almost see them as almost two different client bases, right? Your preppers who you provide, weekly, monthly, or meals for, and then the other people who want to have an experience of, a chef catered event who say, well, can you come into our home safely, right? And that way we don't have to go out to eat and experience it that way.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's pretty interesting that happened. And because you're nimble, you can make those moves and accommodate both of those client bases. So I can see a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really a blessing in a sense because, starting off, providing healthy meal prep, when the pandemic hit, people were still ordering meal prep. We get, everyone from the busy mom to the busy family, to the elderly, those, our grandmas and grandpas that are in nursing homes and stuff like that, to the busy dads, corporate America, they were still ordering things, but, then when the pandemic hit, restaurants started shutting down at certain times or just, gone out of business completely. We want to provide an experience while in an intimate setting. So why not have a private chef come in and provide that experience without you having to go anywhere? And, we're super safe about it. I make sure that I stay on top of my health and my eating regimen in regards to getting random and regular testing. So, yeah, we're always ready to rock and roll and, just make it work for people because, we are in hard times, but people still want to have a good time.
Absolutely. Wow, that's good stuff. Good stuff. So let me ask you this. So since it was a dream of yours since 19 and it was bubbling and then you went full-fledged in 20, how did it feel when it became, when it crystallized and you were like, oh man, I have to do this for real? Like, how did that feel when you secured your first few clients and the checks and money started rolling in and you were like, wow, this is it? So how did that feel?
So before I even came up with the business concept and my company name, my friends had always wanted me to cook for other people and turn it into a business. But I was like, being super humble about it. And I was like, no, I shouldn't capitalize on my gifts. Like, no, like, just really downplaying it. Like, I do this for the heart, but then everybody started texting me and, getting in contact with me. It's like, no, we will pay for it. Like, you should really do this. And so I just thought, I said, well, shoot, I'm just going to do it. So, when I secured a mentor, shout out to Femeika and Deidre Harper over at The Living, Knoxville, LLC. They're great. And I got the paperwork going, and we met a couple of times. I was like, oh, shoot, I'm really doing this. Like, this is official. It felt good. But I knew that it was something that was a part of a bigger plan and a bigger purpose for me, because not that the service was highly demanding, but it was helping transform people's lives through food in a positive way. I don't want nobody to think that they have to restrict certain things or, stop, doing what they were doing. You just have to, manage what you're eating, pay attention to your eating regimen. But you don't ever have to sacrifice taste. A lot of people go to, bigger meal preparation corporations, and they're really distraught and they're really saddened because, the food isn't interesting enough to, make them want to come back, and they settle. So we don't ever want anybody to settle, and we don't ever want to compromise the taste of our food. We want to provide everybody with healthy options, but, we want it to taste good too. We don't want it to taste like air or, just nothing at all and just be bland. So, it really stuck to us when people were seeing results and unintentional results. So it was like, oh, well, I just came to you for meal preparation service. I kind of want to be, somewhat healthy. And then, they realized that even just by walking a little bit, not really going to the gym, but just walking and having a good eating regimen, they were losing weight. They were lowering their blood sugar. They were lowering their cholesterol, their blood pressure. Hyperthyroidism starts to decrease. And, they just reaped the benefits and saw the effects. So, they just kept coming back. And we do, that's when we also started to launch our digital and virtual services as well. And that's become real popular because people have health ailments that they are needing guidance on. We're not a doctor, we're not nutritionists, we're not dietitians, but we do believe in holistic health. So there's options there too. If you can't ever afford our meal preparation or catering services, we offer some holistic help as well. We will virtually grocery shop with you. We will come up with creative meal plans. We do virtual cooking classes. So there's literally something for everybody, and the joy is, you don't have to meal prep with us. You don't have to be in Knoxville to take advantage of those digital and virtual services.
Nice. That's fantastic. Look, I'm tongue-tied. Because, I see that you're really taking advantage of the different avenues out here, right? Moving to the digital services so quickly and being a virtual shopper like a virtual shopper with them, right? Because that's the thing too. People don't, I'm not a plant-based eater, but I've not eaten beef or pork since I was about 14 years old. So, and I have a pretty strict diet and have for a long time. I still eat meats, but I don't eat the reds and pig. But but people ask me all the time, like, hey, I don't know what this is. And I'm like, well, I mean, get black rice instead of brown rice, or add quinoa to your diet,
right.
or different starch level, or, and people are, I don't know what you're talking about,
Right.
So
it's really challenging.
Yeah, because if they've been buying potted meat, if you're you're country folk, hey, you buy potted meat and you don't know, like, hey, you can buy that, but it's crazy high in sodium, right? So you're going to be bloated, and that's not good for you. So you want something different. So instead of buying that, let's buy this, right? Like,
absolutely,
and alternatives. Yeah. So definitely walking them through the alternatives is so good. It's so good.
Right. And most of our family members, when they go shopping or they're trying to eat right, sending them to Whole Foods would be like a sellout. It's like they don't, they could get overwhelmed if you haven't set foot in that store before, or sending them to like a fresh market or, just a Kroger, going down the organic section, the fruits and, the fresh fruits and the fresh vegetables, not the frozen area. It could be overwhelming because, like, what do I do with this?
Yeah. And I mean, and we've had that. I had these conversations. My aunt is plant-based and has been for a long time, but I had these conversations in my own home with my mom growing up. Like, hey, instead of all that pig and the greens, etc., let's move to turkey meat, or let's just move to no meat in it.
Right? Yeah.
Like, let's just eat the vegetables how they come.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, instead of broccoli and cheese, hey guys, let's just do this. Let's just eat the broccoli.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
let's not put any salt on it.
And sometimes, it's very unfortunate because we have those clients that, straggle into us and that come because they're on the brink of a health ailment. So, like, they come, they get the diagnosis in the doctor's report back, and it's like, wow, I have, hyperthyroidism and diabetes. It's never one or the other. It's always a combination of something that led up to the diagnosis. So I've helped my father-in-law out, and his blood pressure was in the 500s. He's on 7 or 8 different medications. We did a holistic consult with him and a cooking class with him and a specific created a eating regimen plan for him to follow, and he cannot deter from it. And within 3 weeks, his blood sugar is down in the 100s. He has not seen that number in a couple of years. And so he went back to his doctor, and his doctor said, whatever you're doing, please keep it up. And he said, well, my daughter-in-law has me on a plant-based eating regimen in addition to some holistic suggestions that she's made. He's like, well, keep doing it because you're about to be off these medications. So that's when I knew. I was like, okay, I have to add this service in, and I have to help other people. I have to because, changing every disease starts in the gut. And if you get your eating regimen, down and make some lifestyle changes, not drastically, just bit by bit, you'll start to feel the difference and kind of, mitigate those health ailments.
Absolutely. Well, man, that's great. Great stuff. So, so let's talk about this then. So how can what happens when somebody goes to your website and decides, hey, I think I want to at least have a conversation with her about what she could offer for me, or what are the possibilities? Like, walk me through as a potential client what that looks like.
Okay. So right now our website is being reconstructed. So it's not live currently right now. We have to take it down. But for right now, we're on Instagram and on Facebook at Meik Meals, MEIKMEALS. And you'll just go to either one of those platforms in the pages, and you'll just click the link. There's a digital calendar, and you'll pick a time slot, and you'll book a free 15-minute general consult. This consult is initially a pre-assessment prior to new client onboarding. So you'll do this one time, and you'll just speak with me in regards to the services that you're looking for. I remind you how the process goes, and from there, the final decision and the question would be, are you ready to be on board for meal preparation this week? If the answer is yes, we move forward with the process. I send you a welcome email to the link. You'll create your client portal. And in regards to your client portal, that's the information, vital information that I'll need, because we would like to know as far as any health ailments, health diagnosis, or anything like that, and to include allergies. So that we know everything about our clients when it comes to their health. If you don't have any health ailments, then that's absolutely great, but we also need this information gathered because of your delivery address and contact information as well, your likes and your dislikes. Okay, that's how we base our menu every week based on what our clients like. And then from there, if you're ready and you fill that out, you will be welcome to the Meik Meals experience. And you will either text our number, or you'll send us the email after the menu rolls out. Hey, Meik Meals, I want this many meals, either the 3-day or the 5-day, and then the invoice will be sent out. And you can mix or match. So we have a 3-day meal plan, which is consists of 6 meals for $75 plus tax. And then we have the 5-day meal plan, which includes 10 meals, which is $125 plus tax. So typically our clients come to us and they need help with lunch or dinner, because either they're at work, at lunch, and or at dinner, or when they get home, they don't want to pick up fast food. So breakfast is typically very flexible and easy for our clients. There's a lot of healthy breakfast options out there. But, yeah, so you'll text 865-257-9812. or email your order to meikasmealprepserve@gmail.com.
Nice. Very fluid, very detailed process. Let me commend you on that. I'm sure you spent a good bit of time developing that, so I can see how you had to let it bubble for a while. 'Cause that's a super detailed process. I mean, folks, let me just say this. Outside of business owners, that's a super detailed process. That is not easy. The steps you just walk through, putting those things together, platforms, level of consultation, those steps are pretty detailed. So kudos to you for putting in that work. That's
Thank you. Thank you. And I definitely want to shout out Deborah Urban, Deb the Travel Hacker. She helps with the automation. So she's great with automation if anybody in business is looking to piece together their flow process in regards to getting their clients and ordering processes and things like that set up, so you can minimize the steps that you have to do. But, yeah, the consult just helps, and it kind of weeds out people who are serious and who aren't quite ready yet for, to commit to the meal preparation, because we've had some issues in regards to, people saying that they're ready and, they aren't being responsive. So it kind of takes up our time. So we had to come up with the calendar, to kind of minimize, the amount of personal messages and things that were coming our way. So, yes, the consult, the 15-minute free consults have been great, and, they've kind of minimized any other issues.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. So I mean, I know you're busy and you've got to go cook and get other things ready. Is there anything I understand you're a busy business owner, so your time is valuable, and I do appreciate you, being able to carve out some time to have this conversation with us. So, is there anything else you'd like the people to know about Meik Meals and or about you, right? Like about
Yeah.
you, the owner behind Meik Meals.
Yeah, I just want everybody to know that our community needs fresh, healthier options. East Knoxville, it becomes very disheartening when everybody out west and everybody, out northwest or northeast has healthier options than, East Knoxville community has. It's saddening riding down Magnolia and there's a couple of fast food restaurants, and that's it. There's no healthier option. So I'm grateful to be in the heart of East Knoxville on Magnolia at Real Good Kitchen. They are wonderful ladies who are all about, inclusiveness and diversity, truly, not just, the tokenism of it, but they understand diversity and inclusiveness. I will, say that. And for anybody that, needs a mentor or anything like that, please reach out to the Women Knoxville LLC. They are truly for us. They are truly here. Don't ever give up on your dreams, and please know that those people that look like me can absolutely do it. Those people that look like you can absolutely do it. And if you, have people in your ear telling you not to do it, you need to do it. Don't hold yourself back and don't let anybody else hold you back. So, and we also want to know that we're here for our community as well. If you can't ever afford our services, please reach out to us. If you're in a hard spot, in regards to financial, financial expenses or whatever, reach out to us and we can see what we can do. We will be doing more things for the community soon when it warms up.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, we appreciate you definitely. So I think we'll end it here. And so thank you all for listening to Conversations. This will be a ongoing thing where we interview business owners who are a part of the Black Business Directory and even our sponsors. We'll be bringing them on as well. And so tell us how you like the show. But this show is also, the website and the show is actually brought to you by our sponsors. So if you get a chance to check out any of our sponsors, please do. And with that, we'll end the show.